Anxiety can feel really crippling. One moment you are looking forward to something, and the very next moment you start feeling restless and over the edge, where it becomes hard for you to breathe and you start sweating profusely, and you are living your worst fears at that moment. What if this doesn't go as I planned? What if I'm not worth it? I'm not enough. Those are the kind of questions that may pop up in your head at that moment, and you may start crying and cannot stop. You may want to help yourself but don't know how to do that. It could feel this helpless and overwhelming. But then there are some times when you want to do something, you want to perform on the stage, and you start feeling anxious. You start thinking about all the people who are right there in front of you, and it makes you feel restless. And in that state, you go to the stage, but you rock. Those are the kind of two scenarios anxiety could present in. So, is anxiety always bad? Does it always act in a way that it doesn't serve you? Does it show in your body? Is it trying to tell you something? Is it making you aware of something? If those are the kind of questions that come to you, then this video is for you. Hi, Kashika here from kashikagulati.com. So, anxiety is really all about overestimating the likelihood of something bad happening, and at the same time underestimating your own ability to deal with it, to cope with it. That's where all the self doubt and questioning yourself really comes from. But through this very video, you'll be able to discover how anxiety might be acting to serve you at times, how anxiety might show up in your body, so that you know from the very different from all the obvious symptoms, how you might come to know about more about yourself. And self awareness is usually the key to bringing about a change, and what your anxiety might be trying to tell you. So those are all the questions that will be answered through this very video. From my own personal experience, whenever a friend of mine, she develops cold cough fever, which happens quite frequently, I just ask her how she's been feeling, how her life is going on at the moment. And surprisingly, I used to come to know that whenever she's not feeling, whenever she's under a lot of stress and she's unable to cope with it, she develops these symptoms. She starts having cold and her immunity goes down. This is a typical case of how feeling anxious might impact you through and through, how it might manifest in the form of aches in your body, in the form of gastric issues that a lot of people experience as a result of anxiety, or in the form of any pain that cannot be explained probably by physicians, or that is not diagnosed in any of the tests. This is how anxiety may feel in the body, how it may manifest, apart from the very, very obvious symptoms like sweating and racing heartbeat and all the things that are quite commonly known. What we need to know is that we need to check with ourselves. A lot of times we are feeling anxious and we don't even know. In this very example, my friend, she didn't know that it's because of stress and anxiety that she's developing these symptoms. So for this, you really, while you are feeling anxious, while you are feeling on the edge, you need to go deep inside and see where in your body you feel this uneasiness, you feel this discomfort, and that's where you get to know how anxiety is really impacting you. But there are also some cases where, for example, I have to perform on the stage and I fear that. So just before I go to the stage to give the speech, I start feeling really restless. That's where anxiety might also give me the push to perform better. That's what performance anxiety looks like. So that's very, very short lived, where for like 10-15 minutes I may develop stomach ache or headache or something or the other, but then as soon as I am done with the task, as soon as I am done delivering the speech, that's when my anxiety goes away. So this could be the example of how anxiety might serve me, because the reason why we feel anxious is because it's our body's way of telling us that this is a dangerous situation, and it's preparing us for that, and that only. It's when we aren't able to manage that thing that it manifests into something more, something that we may not be able to handle, something that may negatively impact us. So listen to yourself, go deep within, and give yourself that chance. Now, the question is every anxiety episode a part of you having an anxiety disorder? So, the answer here is a big no. When you feel that you've been feeling anxious for more than 6 months and it's disrupting your lifestyle, it's disrupting how the way you your lifestyle, your eating habits, your sleeping habits, your work, that's when anxiety episodes might become a part of an anxiety disorder that needs to be looked into. That's when you need to also seek professional help, because anxiety, by giving you the signal, did its work, but then the inability to manage it, the thing of it becoming overwhelming, is what is creating problem. Now the question is, why are you feeling anxious after all? The right question is, while I'm feeling anxious, am I able to manage it in time, or is it becoming a problem for me? Because the purpose of anxiety is to make you aware of a potential dangerous situation. So if it has done that, given you that push, even after that it's persisting, then it means that it needs to be addressed. So the questions that you could ask yourself while feeling anxious to get this very answer could be like, where in my body do I feel anxious right now? Where do I feel this feeling developing in my body? Is anxiety really serving me? Is there a purpose? What exactly is the dangerous situation that my anxiety is trying to make me aware of? Is it a personal trigger? What is that personal trigger? Where are the roots of that trigger? I know that these are some tricky questions to ask yourself and find out on your own. Hence, the professionals come into place. That's where you actually go and consult a psychologist. So, and I also know that, while feeling anxious, it's not as easy to ask yourself some questions. And of course, it will take a lot of practice. Just when the feeling of anxiety passes, reflect on it, so that you are more aware of yourself, so that you know why your anxiety is cropping up after every some time. Only when you are aware of your own self will you be able to deal with it better, will you be able to manage it better. All our feelings are there for a purpose, be it anger, be it sadness. None of the feelings is negative per se. Anxiety is not bad, because every feeling is a messenger. All you need to do is really listen to it. So listen to your anxiety and let me know in comments how this video has helped you, if this video has helped you. Thank you for watching.